Hello, fifth graders. Today is Thursday, September 24th. Today we wrote in our planners that we need to read for 20 minutes every night. We have a spelling test coming up tomorrow. You have a cursive assignment due tomorrow. Today during class, we worked on editing, and then your homework is to type your paper. It's due tomorrow. You have all of next week still to make sure it's turned in. But after you edit today, you need to type it up and share it to me in a Google Doc. You can do that by, if you look on my screen, I am in a Google Doc. You click the share button and you type in TS, oh, not Reese. Of course it's just going to go to Reese, sorry. TSCHAPPAT, and you're going to get choices. Find the one that says shapatc@alwood.net. Yours probably won't pop up with all the other people in my family that I've shared documents to. So you share it to me, and that is how I can look at it. What else? And then today we also did check on your sentences from your teaching writing packet, and your assignment is to do week 1 Wednesday. Alright, that being said, today or this morning when kids came in, they worked on making sure they had 4 paragraphs revised and ready to go to be edited today. And so I think I'm going to start with that. I'm going to take you over to the chalkboard. Sorry, I know watching a computer spin around the room is weird. Let me see. I do this. So we had 3 things we were editing for today. The first one is to highlight all the capital letters or letters that you think might need to be capitalized in yellow. And you do this by going through each of your 4 paragraphs one at a time and start from the bottom and go backwards up. The goal is to make it so your brain's not just reading across and saying, yep, good, yep, good, yep, good, because your brain gets used to reading left to right, top to bottom. It's just used to everything must be right. When you're editing, you want to make your brain stop and think. So you start here at the end and you work your way up. So here I highlighted the H was capitalized, and then we just pretended like yellow needed to be capitalized. So you would need to fix it on your paper. You can make 3 lines underneath a letter. That is a proofreader's mark to say to capitalize it. Or you could just draw a big Y if you needed to capitalize the yellow. The second thing that we highlighted for is to highlight all end mark punctuation in pink or orange. And so again, you're going from the bottom up. So the very first thing should be a period or whatever it is that's at the end of your last sentence in that paragraph. And then work your way up backwards. And if you notice there aren't any other periods, you have a problem. Then the next thing we highlighted for was we were looking for spelling errors. So we highlighted, let me get down to where it is. We drew a box around or highlighted maybe misspelled words. So we may know that they're misspelled or we may think they might be misspelled. And so we're going to put a box around them and check them on dictionary.com. And if you don't know how to spell it well enough to check it there, you're going to have to ask an adult for help. But if you go to dictionary.com and start typing in, it should come up with some choices for you. So that is how we edited. So you need to go through your paper backwards 3 times. 3 times. And after you get done editing, you're ready to type. So you're going to go to Google Docs, click it. You're going to tell it you want a blank document. You're going to title it with your name, please, and you can write expository essay, and you can type in here. I would love for you to use size 12 or 14. I would love for you to use something that's easy for me to read. This is one of my favorites. It's kind of bigger letters. Some people think it's really fun to use cursive. You can certainly use that if you really like it. I might switch it back, and you can always switch it back. It's just easier for me to read plain letters. So you'll put your name, top of your paper, and your topic. Let's see, I did mine on whiteout. Maybe capitalize it, and then hit the tab button. It's toward the top left of your keypad, and you will start typing there. We'll go down the next line. So that's how you're going to work on your essay. The next thing we did, so make sure I get everything in, was I checked Tuesday's sentence writing for the people who had it done. You need to make sure I see it eventually. I checked your Tuesday, and then I assigned Wednesday. So this day is homework, week 1, Wednesday. You're going to do this tonight. That means you are making these sentences compound and complex. You have 2 simple sentences. Writing poetry is my favorite. I am good at writing creative short stories. You're going to make it compound. Remember, you add a comma conjunction. So you're going to say comma and, comma but, comma or, comma so, comma yet. And you're going to put these sentences together in a way that makes sense. Then you're going to make it complex. You're going to use these 2 sentences up at the top, but instead of comma conjunction, you're going to use because, since, until, when. You're going to use one of those subordinating conjunctions to help put these sentences together in a way that makes sense. If you struggle, check it down at the bottom. I would love for you to write it and then check it. Fix it if you need to. In class today, here's one. In class today, we did Thursday. And today we did, let's see, we had 2 complex sentences, and we broke them down into simple sentences. So number 1 says, when I planted the watermelon plants, all the little ground squirrels raced to nibble on the leaves. We found when is our subordinating conjunction. And as soon as we find that word that helps us tell it's complex, we know we're not going to use it when we break it into simple sentences. So my first simple sentence just says, I planted the watermelon plants, period. Then my second simple sentence is simply, all the little ground squirrels raced to nibble on the leaves, period. Notice that when I start my sentence with when, a subordinating conjunction, I'm going to have a comma halfway through. When I do this, comma, then that. If I switch these around and said, all the little ground squirrels raced to nibble on the leaves when I planted the watermelon plants, I wouldn't need a comma then. But if I start it with when or some other subordinating conjunction, then I have to use a comma to split the 2 ideas. The next sentence says, I worried I would not have enough tomatoes to make salsa to last me the year, even though I planted 50 tomato plants. And we underlined even though because we found that to be a subordinating conjunction. It's kind of a phrase because it took 2 words to make it. And after we find that, we can tell that, oh, that kind of breaks my 2 ideas apart. So it helped us split our sentences. The first one says, I worried I would not have enough tomatoes to make salsa to last me the year. I planted 50 tomato plants. 2 separate sentences. If you struggle, there are example answers down at the bottom. And I think that finished up our day. Yesterday, I think I talked to you about Snack Pack, Slim Jim, and Shake and Bake. Make sure you have those in the back of a spelling spiral if you want to see what mine looks like. We're going to add to this eventually if I ever get enough kids in my room to do it. We're going to keep adding words that follow these spelling patterns. And that's it. Have a good day.